Welcome to Tech Safety Canada. In this video, we'll be discussing sexual extortion. Sexual extortion can occur in a variety of ways. For example, you might meet someone online who you're sexually interested in and exchange nude images with them. It may turn out that they are not who you thought they were, and then they threaten to share the images with your family and friends unless you send them money. Or perhaps, your ex has a video of the two of you having sex that you made while you were in your relationship. They then threaten to post the images on a porn site unless you keep having sex with them or stay in a romantic relationship with them. Or, someone could hack into your phone or computer and steal nude images of you, and then use those images to demand that you give them more nude images or they'll send them to your boss. If any of these situations have occurred to you, there's many legal and law supports available in Canada. Under the Canadian Criminal Code, extortion is illegal. No one is allowed to threaten you in order to force you to do anything that you would not like to do. This includes engaging in sexual activities. Most extortion occurs to ask people for money, but if someone demands sexual activity with another person, it can still be considered extortion. If you've experienced sexual extortion, you can report it to your local police station. You'll want to bring in evidence that you have to support your complaint. You might want to contact a local victim service organization for support. And if the person is found guilty, the court may sentence them to time in jail, probation, or make an order for the accused to delete the image or to stop communicating with the victim. However, even if a person is found guilty, they may not always face jail time. There's also options under civil law. Depending on the province that you live in, the Intimate Image Act in your province might include a right of action if a person has threatened to share an intimate image without your consent. This is true in provinces like British Columbia and New Brunswick. Also, under Nova Scotia's Intimate Image and Cyber Protection Acts, they include threats and other forms of online harassment and bullying under their civil laws. In Quebec, you have rights under the Civil Code and the Charter of Human Rights and Freedoms that protect things like your right to privacy, your right to dignity, and the right to the non-disclosure of private information. If you plan on pursuing a civil law option, you'll likely want to contact a law firm or a lawyer who can help you. It can be quite complicated to figure out how to navigate the civil procedures. But you can find instructions on how to file a civil suit online if you look at the provincial or territorial court system's website. Again, you'll need to collect the evidence that you'll need to prove your claim. If you are successful in your case, the court may order monetary damages, which is money to be paid to you for the harm you experienced, or perhaps an injunction, for example, in order to have the content being taken down or deleted. If you'd like more information on how to collect digital evidence, go to techsafety.ca and look at our Preserving Digital Evidence Toolkit. This will help both explain the laws of evidence to people who might be filing their own claims, and also provide technical tools on how to do things such as screen record or collect the metadata that you might need to prove your case in court. For more detailed information on legal remedies available for tech-facilitated gender-based violence, differences between criminal and civil law, and other legal information, you can visit this section of the website. There's also technical supports available to people. When you're thinking about how to respond to sexual extortion, there's some common best practices that are recommended. First, it's recommended that you stop all communication with the offender, no matter what their threats are. Do not comply with any of the threats. Don't send money or more images. This will often encourage the offender and have them demand more money and more images. You'll want to make a copy of the messages, account information, and images that were shared, and reach out to a victim service organization or law enforcement to help. There's also an organization called Stop NCII. This is an organization that creates digital fingerprints or hashes of intimate images that might be shared without consent. If someone is threatening to share an intimate image of you, you can create a digital fingerprint or hash of this image and then send that hash, which comes in the form of a number, to Stop NCII, and they'll distribute it to their partner organizations So, for example, if the person does try and post it on something like Instagram, the organization will already have identified that image and will prevent it from being posted or will delete the image if it has already been posted. There's many supportive organizations you can go to if you've experienced sexual extortion. At techsafety.ca, we have the most relevant Canadian information for people who've been victimized in this way. We have information on how to plan for your safety, thinking of various privacy toolkits. This can help you plan on how to protect your devices and accounts to make sure that you can avoid exploitation in the future. There's also information on how to preserve digital evidence. There's information on legal remedies that are specific to Canada. And for young people who might be experiencing various forms of digital dating violence, there's information on how to support them. Beyond techsafety.ca, within Canada, there's a variety of organizations that can help you learn more about sexual extortion and what to do. The Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre, CyberTip for young people, CyberScan in Nova Scotia are all extremely relevant websites to visit to understand sexual extortion. The E-Safety Commissioner of Australia will also have very important information on how to deal with sexual extortion. However, remember that their laws and rules apply within the Australian context, and you should look to Canadian resources in order to understand the rules and regulations within Canada. Thank you so much for watching this video, and also thank you to our funders for sponsoring this video.